Going on Amazon Live for SoCal Wellness event. Here we go.
Welcome back to Sway TV. I'm your host JJ here on Amazon Live, and I'm so excited!
We're gonna have some fun on the street.
And we're doing Workout Wednesdays here on Amazon Live.
And she is fresh off the set of Shark Tank.
It's such an honor to be here today, so thank you.
We are going to be talking all about parenting.
You have no idea how honored I am to have Mr. Tim Story making his world premiere right here on Sway TV Live.
Functional medicine is all this stuff. It's integrating things that improve your life.
This is our tribe of women.
I completely agree with you, Kimmy. It starts with being happy with how you look.
What is the key to a successful business?
We made history here on Amazon Live. Would you ask her out again, Michael? I am so excited for today's Battle Shop Live. And it's Brad Grunberg. Hi, Brad. Here we go.
Get curious. Get curious.
Rosalind just said this is better than Netflix.
Oh, Naveen says this is better than Netflix. Yes! There's a Tesla. You can actually buy a car on Amazon. That is so crazy. The perfect gift. Yes, we got our Drake's Cake break.
David is live streaming. We got it right up in the corner. I love this.
Oh, that feels so good.
Oh my God, that is the coolest thing ever.
So awesome.
Shake, shake, shake.
Shake your zoo life.
This is fun. Drum roll, please. Dun, dun, dun. So many giveaways here at Sway TV.
And one person's gonna win a PS5. Which one will it be?
Here we go. I'm so excited. I can't even stand it.
And Sam's in the chat says, Sway TV rocks. Woo! We're still going. Yeah, we don't sleep at Sway. One of the best comments I've ever received, ever, hands down. This is fun. We love Sway TV.
I cannot make this up.
We are awarding you with the PS5 as well.
4, 3.
2, 1.
All the time streaming live. We're sharing great products. We're doing great interviews and amazing giveaways.
Amazon, we love you, Amazon. So grateful for you guys and for Sway TV.
I've had such a great time with all of you.
Shop attainment all the time.
It is a girl's dream come true for someone like me to be able to give you dating advice and shopping all in one platform.
Amazon Live! Woo! Do, do, do. Woo! Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway!
Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's go. Let's sway. Stay tuned. Woo! Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's Friday. It is March 12th, and you are joining me on The Art of Parenting on Sway TV on Amazon Live. I am so excited for today. We've been talking about this for about 2 weeks now. I am going to be joined today by 3 incredible women. Women who have started businesses, women who have families, women who take care of themselves and other people in the world and are doing so much to pass that on and to pay it forward. And there's nothing more than I like to be able to bring women on and share their messages when they are doing good and putting out these wonderful, warm, healthy energies into the world. So we're running just a tad behind today, and so we're gonna jump into the show. We are talking all about wellness and all things wellness, and there's this incredible company that I have been involved in for a number of years now It is SoCal Moms, and every year they put on a wellness event. And because of COVID, the wellness event has gone virtual. It's normally in person, but it is next week. It is a 3-day virtual event, and it is incredible. It covers everything, whether you are a first-time mom or in your menopausal years, somewhere in between, it is for you. The tracks are incredible, and Tracy is going to tell us all about it. And I'm going to welcome her to the show. But before I do that, I want to introduce her properly and give her her due. So, Tracy, in 2013, Tracy, you resolved to make the daily rigmarole of parenting easier by helping moms and dads figure out how to spend less time searching and more time playing. She founded SoCal Moms as a free community for parents to connect and discover the best local resources and activities happening near them. Over the years, the community has grown to include family events, women's wellness events, and social clubs hosted throughout SoCal and other select big cities. Through virtual and in-person events, though mostly virtual this year, they curate the best products, services, and family travel opportunities. Additionally, they create inspired daily content on their Instagram channel, showcasing the best of SoCal parenthood. The fun family brands, this is amazing, they've grown to include SoCal Moms, SoCal Wellness, Moms LA, Toddler Camp, Eat, Sleep, Play Tour, and one of my favorites, the SoCal Moms Great Big Family Play Day. They're focused on showcasing healthy family products, services, and experiences while remaining committed to supporting local businesses, which I love because I love supporting local businesses. Most importantly, Tracy's a mom. She's a wife and a mom to 2 young boys. She's a former Wall Street analyst, a corporate lawyer, and a lifelong entrepreneur, having founded, listen to this, her first business at 12 years old, which we will get to, Tracy. I'm going to ask you all about that. Hi, Deb. Oh, I'm so excited. Hi, Rosalinda. I love when we have people in the chat that I know and that hang out. It's so great to have you here. So thank you so much for joining us. So Tracy, welcome to the show. I'm so happy to have you here. And I also have to say, anecdotally, Tracy is also a good friend. So Tracy and I met when she walked into my Mommy and Me class. I used to teach Mommy and Me classes. Not doing that anymore, but I used to teach Mommy and Me classes. And Tracy walked into my class about, 8 years ago now?
Probably. Yeah. 8.5.
Yeah, 8.5. And we've been friends since. So, yep. So now, Tracy, welcome to the show. And it's great to have you here. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. Excited to chat with you today.
I am very excited to chat with you as well. So tell me, I have to ask, what was the business at 12 years old?
So it's actually very related, although I've done so many things in between, but it was like a childcare group. So I took over my parents' backyard, pool house, garage, and I created my own babysitters club situation. And we did that for a couple summers. I lived in a small town, so it was okay for a 12-year-old to be watching 10 kids back in the day. And we had it's a lot of what we have now, healthy snacks, programming, music, reading, all of that. So it's kind of a funny circle back to be here now after doing a lot of things in between, for sure.
So you've come full circle.
Pretty much.
I like it when life comes full circle. I think it really says something about our passions, right? It's like if you started doing something and then you went out and explored the world and now you've come back to doing what you're doing, it kind of it means you're meant to be doing what you're doing, right?
Yeah, it's definitely, it was a foreshadowing, I guess, of that I would, be back here. At one point, I think I wanted to be a teacher, then I didn't, but somehow I found my way here.
Hi, sorry, I lost you for a second. Okay, there we go. Okay, so clearly you've been involved in this space then for a while, but let me ask you, what made you dive into the parenting space for this most recent venture? Like what really propelled you into, the first one was SoCal Moms, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's where you started. So let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah. When I came back into the parenting space, I think it was largely, I had my son, my older son, I have two. And I was out of the workforce actually for a while. I had a really difficult pregnancy and a really difficult first year with him, as you know. And I had all this sort of like pent up energy and time on my hands, and I was from a business background and I'd done all these things, but in having him, it had really just taken me out of the workforce. And so when I started sort of pouring all my time into him, I realized there was a need for having positive things, being able to get out in your community and meet other people. And I think for the first time too, because my journey was so difficult and so medical, that I started considering things related to health and wellness that I would have never thought about. My son had a lot of things that needed attention. I had gone through a lot. And so I sort of realized that how important this parenting toolkit was for people. I mean, I found you, right? I found other resources that were amazing for me during that time. And then I started really reconsidering like everything, from everything I ate to everything in my household to the way we did things, and just looking at my health completely differently, frankly. And so in all of that, sort of born out of that was SoCal Moms and this idea of creating a community that got people out of their houses, that got people connecting with each other, and then being able to meet and understand all of these resources that are in their community that can really support them in parenthood, but are maybe hard to find. And at the time were harder to find. I mean, this was before, you know, Instagram and everything we have now. And I think
It's
also
amazing, the evolution.
Yes, sourcing stuff for people in real life. I mean, a big piece of what we do is experience, right? So I'm like 100% believer in like experience and sampling and, you know, creating some sort of bond, and education in person is just different than the digital space. And so really that's been our mission for a long time, is how do we create those connections in person that are lasting and that really help you as a parent.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think going forward, I mean, I would have said this pre-COVID, but I feel it's even amplified now, that going forward out, we are going to be so, we're going to be looking so much more for experiences, right? Like, I think that people are really going to be interested and excited about going out and doing things and being with people in a way that is incredibly different than it looked, you know, 3-5 years ago, and especially before COVID. So you started with SoCal Moms, and you've now, I read off that list of how you've expanded, which is incredible, and congratulations again. Every day I think it's so awesome, and I think you're a powerhouse. And we're going to get into your personal journey a little bit more, but I want to ask you about this wellness event because I want to bring Christine in just a moment, and I want to ask you how that came to be.
Yeah. So as we sort of grew our community, we grew different events that had different purposes, that did different things. And a lot of what we were doing at the time was more like get your whole family out, come, have fun, play, all of that. But what I realized was there really wasn't anything that we were doing that was really just for women to learn and to spend the day together and to sort of take time away from their kids and be able to focus in a different way. So that's when we developed SoCal Wellness, which has typically been like a one-day retreat where women can step away from their jobs, their families, you know, their household responsibilities, and spend the day immersed in wellness. And we try to cover a new set of topics every year. We usually pick a theme, and then we really get into like emerging trends, emerging brands, things that are happening in the space, what's timely this year. So it's kind of like always a state of wellness. And we really focus on women's wellness. We do a family piece, but it's really for women from A to Z. So like I think you mentioned, whether you're, you know, in your 20s and thinking about your health completely differently than someone who's in their 40s and thinking about, you know, anti-aging and menopause and other things, we try and cover the spectrum because I think the principles really come back to being the same for everyone, frankly, a lot of what, in terms of what we cover.
Yeah, I really love that, I have to say, because as women, and as a woman who is in my 40s, you know, we definitely go through stages of life, right? And we are greatly affected internally as well, and the hormones and all these things. And I'm sure Christine is going to talk about this as well. But it's important to me, and I love that you have created this event that really speaks to all different women at all different stages of life, because historically I feel like, you know, it's hard to really go from one stage to another. It's hard to make that transition. You almost get pigeonholed into products and things that you're using that maybe worked really well when you were in your like post-pregnancy years, but now all of a sudden, I mean, I have a 12 and a 15-year-old. I'm, you know, very well past that, and now thinking about the anti-aging and all of that stuff. And yet some of the products that I'm using are still the same. And so I look at that and I think, oh, it's definitely time for, as my 15-year-old would say, a glow up. So
great, need to refresh.
Totally refresh. Yeah, totally. Totally. You know, when I do my social and emotional tween and teen groups, I get all of their lingo. And so every once in a while when I'm talking to adults, it pops into my mouth and I'm like, oh, that's not the right format for that. Okay, well, I love this wellness event. We're going to talk more about it. Do you want to just briefly explain the 3 different tracks as an entree into Christine being the host of day 1?
Yeah.
Great.
So like I mentioned in the past, it's usually a one-day event, and as much as we tried to cover everything, we really couldn't always. But this year, that's one of the interesting things about it being virtual. We're able to have 3 days of content and really kind of segment the content so people get a fuller experience. So day 1 is body, beauty, food, fitness, and we're sort of delving into that for everything that women need across that age spectrum. And we're talking about clean beauty, and we're talking about supplements. We talk a ton about food as medicine, basically, at the summit in general. And then day 2 is a bridge day where we're going to talk about the mind-body connection and a lot about mental wellness and how important that piece is. And then day 3 is our home and family day, where we're going to bring it back and talk all about everything in your home and everything that relates to your family and your kids and their health. And so this year we're very lucky each day to have a host. You don't have to see me all day, every day.
that would be fun.
We're changing it up. So we have a host for each day who's really an expert in the field and an expert across the things that we're talking about those days. And they're going to bring, you know, their energy, their perspectives, their wellness stories to that day and really guide you through it, a day in their life, as well as take you through that day and give you the full experience. And so Christine is our day 1 host, and she definitely can better introduce herself. I won't forget this.
Yeah, Christine is amazing. I'm super excited that you're here, Christine. So I'm gonna just tell our viewers a little bit about who you are and what you do, and then I'll let you, chime in. So Christine is a trusted voice in wellness and one of the premier fitness and lifestyle experts in the marketplace today. This blew me away. You hold certifications in yoga, Pilates, general fitness, massage therapy, pre- and postnatal fitness, and nutritional counseling, and you have a BA in psychology and education. Wow. You're like a professional student. That's incredible. But you use it, you're not just a professional student, but you are constantly increasing your education, which is so important and so amazing. And I love that. I'm actually the same way. I'm constantly taking courses. So I so respect that. And I just think it's incredible. You are also, you have coached and mentored thousands of women from ages 16 to 90, everyone from novice to professional athlete. You've created multiple fitness and nutritional programs that support beauty and healthy aging for top-rated apps like Fit On App, Sports Illustrated, and Brooke Body. And you are the founder and CEO of the award-winning international body care brand Kaya, which includes face-grade body care, high-performance hemp, and biometric beauty supplements. I can't wait to hear all about that. You've made appearances on Netflix, E!, Bravo, NBC, and you're a go-to beauty and health expert in magazines and websites globally. And now today you're with me on The Art of Parenting on Sway TV on Amazon, and I'm so excited to have you. You have a passion for children, working closely with charities including Adopt Together Vista Del Mar, which I'm also involved in, Together We Rise, and the Pajama Program. You are a Pittsburgh native, but you now live in Southern California like Tracy and me. Woohoo! With your husband, toddler, and newborn. More power to you. And for over 20 years, your goal has been to find and share simple and accessible solutions for a vibrant life. Next week at SoCal Wellness, you're hosting workouts and beauty routines and also joining the supplements and clean beauty panels. Christine, welcome to the Art of Parenting. Thank you so much for being here. You are a powerhouse of a woman. I am so excited to talk to you. Hi.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you guys and Amazon Live and really the SoCal Wellness entire group. I mean, this event is amazing. I'm like to get it started next week. And, you know, it's amazing to actually have it digital this year. I'm so excited because I've heard people just DMing me signing up that don't even live in Southern California. So it's expanding it to so many more moms who really, I think, especially this year, need that support.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Out maybe a little bit too.
Yeah. No, I think it's great. I think it's one of the things that I actually, you know, one of the things that changed about my job and probably yours and also Tracy's in many ways this year with COVID is that you were accessible to people that aren't just in LA or via social media and the, you know, apps and TV, right? It's like you can actually do training sessions via Zoom and do things like that in a different way. And that's this event going virtual. It does the same thing. It opens up the platform to so many more women. And I couldn't agree more with you. This year, we need this more than ever. So, so you have 2 children. How old are they?
I have an almost 4-year-old. I'm planning her birthday party right now for 2 weeks, who I adopted at birth. And then I just gave birth and she's 9 months.
Oh my goodness.
It's definitely a little newborn at this point. And 2 little girls, Remy Rain and Poppy Sky.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, I love those names. I love those. And so going from 1 child to 2, how is that? How is that transformation?
You know, it is crazy, but my husband and I, we just kind of split up like a team and one takes one and one takes the other. So I think we're a little tired, but we're in the newborn stage. It's been pretty good. We have good kids. So.
Good. Well, yeah. Girls are great. I have 2 girls and they're 3 years apart. So very similar to what you're.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's fun. It's really fun. And they're going to be great friends. It's really great. Okay, so what's your like most favorite part of your day with your family, with the girls and your husband?
Oh my gosh. You know what? I will say through this year, my husband and I both own our own company. So we were out, and even if it's like meetings, you're running out right away, you may be out late at night, missing lunches, all that kind of stuff. So it's actually been terrific for me to be at home, working from home all this year, especially with a newborn, but with my toddler too, because I felt like I spent so much more time with her. You know, from waking up and just with our little girls going into the nursery, our baby just smiles right away. The toddler comes in to, you know, play. It's just every little moment right now, even the evenings, putting them to bed every single night this year.
And it's being with them 24/7.
Hey, I've kind of realized like I've become it's so much more precious to me than it was even, you know, the first time around where you're like, I need a break. I'm just kind of like, oh, I'm appreciating this. Like, yeah, I need a break too. I get that. But we all do. But I don't know. I'm appreciating the time.
Yeah, I think that's great. Well, we're kind of like, especially in the beginning, you're stuck in it, right? So you may as well appreciate it and really soak it in. The reality, you know, I have a similar experience, but on the other side, right? I have 2, a tween and a teen. And so for me, my 15-year-old this year would have looked very different because she's very social had she been able to be out socializing with her friends. And I feel like this year gave me like that extra year with her at home to really just like soak her up. So it's funny because the ages are very different, but I could totally relate to what you're saying as a mom, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, so you seem to be a person, as I said, who is perpetually self-educating, which I think is incredible. I love that about you. As I said, I'm the same way. What drives you to do that, though? Because, you know, there are some people that, like, they get their education, they put it on the shelf, and they go work, right? And I'm curious, like, what is it that really drives you to keep upping your game?
It's fine. I mean, what you said, it's absolutely full circle and probably a couple full circles through my lifetime so far. I'll be 40 next year. I've been doing this for 20 years professionally in the sense of starting to teach and educate I was a ballerina before that. And I always said, and I was an artist and all I did was draw bodies. Like, I love bodies. I know bodies. It's all I want to know. I don't know much about a lot of other stuff though. So I really focused and it's the continual, like, that's a lot of time to get more certifications. I actually find that the best knowledge is not through the certifications either. It's through the books, the specialties that I've done. I'm a pre and postnatal specialist, and I trained under 3 different certifications, but the best one was under a doula. So I prepare women for pregnancy or for delivery. I help prepare, postnatally. And it's really just a drive. I know what my mission in life is and what I truly love. And I found it because what I've gone through personally, it's that we feel our best, and that's an inside outside. It is the foods that we eat. It is, what we're focusing on. It is our energy and all that kind of stuff. It is our fitness and our health. We give off the best. And what happens is we become better mothers, better partners, better bosses, better whatever it is, we're just a human being and we feel better. So my goal is to take everything I've learned over 20 years. I've been through low thyroid. I've been through PCS. I've been through like 8 years of infertility, and just so many downsides of it too, bits of depression, waiting on babies and addictions and this, like, I understand it all. It's not like I'm a wellness girl and this is easy. I get all of the other sides of it. And it's been so great to go full circle from my 20s starting to now and say, I've experienced most of what you've experienced. And here's what I've learned, very easy to include in your daily life as a busy woman that works.
Yeah, it's so true. And I think, what you're saying about the building the knowledge as you've gotten older and how the information that you've received from your certifications is invaluable. But I also always like to say that the work that I've done from the books, all that's great, but it's the on-the-job learning and doing this for now like 15 years. And so I'm 43, so welcome almost to the 40s club. I know I'm not going to out you, Tracy. I'm not going to say Tracy is 35.
I know, don't tell me how old I am.
Tracy's 35. But and I also had fertility issues and I didn't have the same struggles that either we all have live in our own life, in our own fee, in our own lives, but there's nothing like taking what are your experiences and marrying that with what you've learned out in the world and then being able to apply it. Mm-hmm. And so I really love that about your journey. So what was the inspiration? At what point did you start Kayo? Was that early on?
So I've always had 3 jobs since I was like 15 or so. And so it gives a lot of space to get a lot of education because you're hustling. While I was a yoga instructor and while I was in college, I started working at one of the first Sephora's in the United States. And I was there for about 6 years total. And I became a national trainer for them. So I trained all the new employees in skincare. We met all of the original founders. I mean, this is early 2000s. So this was Dr. Pear. This is when a lot of products launched. We really got anti-aging.
That is so cool.
Philosophy, Leslie Blodgett. I'm trying to think of all the names. Bare Minerals. Like, we basically launched them. We would do these special trainings with them. Dr. Murad, all that kind of stuff. So that was the base of it. I've worked with all the plastic surgeons in Beverly Hills and another job. And, list goes on and on. But basically, once I got to my early 30s and my clients are aging with me and they're having babies, it was one of the really special times where we started to think about the skin on our body. Mm-hmm. And they were just using like a simple coconut oil. And the problem with that is typically we need a delivery method, especially with oils, because they're a big molecular level. So they put it on, and what happens, it actually only sits on the surface of the skin and it doesn't penetrate and evaporates throughout the day. So the skin is very dry. And when we're trying to prevent stretch marks and take care of our skin in general, so it's not dry and itchy, it's really not doing anything. And that's why it's like at night, I'm dry again.
Interesting.
So, and then postnatal repair, all of that. And so I just started to look for effective but body care, and there was absolutely nothing on the market. I was using face care all over my body at that point because why not? But it's not affordable in the long run.
Right.
And so basically, I had a friend who has locally, and it allowed me to formulate these products, control all of the ingredients, how much is going in, and really create effective clean skincare. And so when we launched, we won awards right away, like best in beauty from Shape magazine multiple times, from Remedies magazine. We were the first to do body serums. And the other thing too is, like, I am from Pittsburgh. I'm from a little town in Pittsburgh. We didn't grow up with much money. I wanted to take these tremendous spa experiences and to make them available in the home to everybody. Like, we're the first to create a full body mask scrub in one. Like, even when I go to the spa, maybe that's the last thing I'm going to spend on, because you usually want to spend here. So I really wanted to take it home for them. So we were the first to do face grade body care, and it became an entire trend when we launched in 2016, and now it's a whole trend.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. So what is your favorite product from the line, you personally?
Oh, well, okay. So we've now gone into...
Do you have some to show us?
Yes, I have some here.
Okay. I want to see it.
We've evolved because it is so. I wanted to provide everything that the consumer needs. Like, yes, skincare is skin, but sometimes they're talking about deeper things. Why do you have acne? Why do you have cellulite? A lot of it is an cleansing process of the organs. Right. So, or why does my skin, why am I having these hormonal problems and my skin's starting to get wrinkled? Sleep is vital for us to balance all of that. Yeah, so we launched CBD, for our beauty sleep, because it's so vital. We launched into supplements so that you're getting everything you need. So, I mean, there's two things. I think in the sense of our body care, I will never, ever live without my concentrated firming serum and our Body Beautiful cream. Okay. We call this the HIT kit, like high intensity kit for the skin, a hit workout for the skin. Okay. This one, Shape magazine, Best in Beauty for Best Cellulite Treatment. And this is just the most nourishing cream ever. Long-term hydration, short-term. And this is like my quick fix before pools, before fitness shoot. I mean, it just kind of shreds. And it has long-term botanical firming complex, like long-term results too. But I will say, I also, these are actually our top products as well. So I think the consumer agrees with me. Okay. Our Skin Perfect and our Vital Green. So we have 2 new powders. I think every mommy, my daughter takes this, should have this one specifically, because it's just great for your focus, for your energy. It's going to help to balance your hormones. Once you're internal, everything is balanced, your metabolism. My husband lost 6 pounds in 1 week, not doing anything, just from starting to take this. That was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does it taste like?
Okay, that's a good point. So it's 25 superfoods, and a lot of people say it's the best tasting greens they've ever had.
Really? Because if you can convert me to green superfoods, you win. You win. Okay.
Well, I'm in for this test. It's a cherry flavor, actually. Okay. So we say your skin craves this. You start, you can see the differences and feel, and it has our patent pending delivery method. So no other powder has this, where it dries it straight through the blood-brain barrier. So you get more ingredients and you get it faster. I mean, I get 12 antioxidants. It's just like barley grass.
And you said you take that yourself, and you also give that to your daughters?
I do. It's her, well, not the baby.
The older one.
I haven't been through all the allergens yet. Yeah, but I will. But for Hulk juice. So we either do a morning smoothie and I'll sneak some in, or we literally we have like toast and eggs and we give her a green juice.
Oh my God, that's such a good idea.
But for kids too, like I went through cystic acne around that time. I feel like a lot of my hormonal problems, I always ate clean, but it's hard to get the amount of nutrients that we currently need from the foods in our soils. And, it's like, this is a great way. And I'm so excited about the supplement talk and, about going through this to educate people on why some supplements are really vital to help boost how they're feeling. Okay, and then really quickly too, we have a collagen too.
Oh, what's that one? The collagen one?
So we're talking about skin, guys. So this is a marine-based collagen, but it also has hyaluronic acid, phytoceramides. Your skin is made of 50% ceramides. That's what makes it really supple. And it has trace minerals that tell your body to perform, to build collagen like you're 20. That's what trace minerals, they tell your body to make collagen, and antioxidants to protect. So I can't live without it either.
So you do one of those in a drink each day? So you have like 2 drinks a day?
Put a couple little in a little bit of water, and half the time I just put both in the morning and drink it down.
interesting.
You can make a tea. I've added this to tequila sometimes to balance.
Mixers.
They're both really good. Yeah.
I wish you were here in the studio with me. We could have so much fun.
Next time.
Next time. Yeah, that would be so fun. Okay, so I want to ask you about if you were talking to someone, let's say in their 20s, 30s versus someone in their 40s, 50s, excuse me, what would the big like beauty takeaways be that you would say really focus on?
It's funny because you guys were saying there are a lot of differences, but there are a lot of things that are the same. I feel like our entire lifetime. And one of them is the greens. We are what we eat. It creates energy, focus. It cleanses our organs. When everything is backed up and not functioning well, it affects our hormones, which affects our mood and how we interpret the world around us and how much energy we have. And so I think one of the most real things for us is making sure we're getting plenty of nutrients, especially through vegetables and fruits. I do think protein's a good one too, for that sustainable type of energy. And I think that in the sense of workouts, it's funny because I've been teaching all sorts of fitness for so many years. I think I've really found that I specialize now in age defense fitness. That is one thing that changes where we have this extra energy in our 20s, cellular energy, I want to say, the base of where our energy comes from in our 20s and our early 30s. But by the time we hit our mid 30s and then we get into our 40s, we actually don't. Our body is, in protection mode instead. It's not building anymore. It's protect.
I feel that.
We need to protect our joints and our bones. And because when we injure ourselves, it creates this inflammation, which can be a chronic inflammation that actually can age all of our other parts. And if I need to compare it to just creating wrinkles, it creates wrinkles, but it can do all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So I do really low impact, but high intensity fitness where you're getting your heart rate up, you're sweating, you're burning, you heart rate up, heart rate down, but you're toning and it's not as much pounding and it's not the running and it's not like necessarily like the berries, the really heavy weights and all of that kind of stuff.
Interesting. That's so interesting. It's interesting because I feel like there are a lot of women in their 40s and 50s who have chronic pain due to chronic inflammation. Things like fibromyalgia come up, right? That's a really big one. And I do think that so much of it has to do with if we have the strength in our body and if we're working out the right way. And I hate to admit this live and to you, but like I hate to work out. It's just not my thing at all. So, and I'm also not a green drink drinker, but I'm
going to challenge you on both of these then.
I know, totally. Well, and here's the thing. I know that as I get like yesterday, basically, I need to start doing strength and core work that is all about defense and protection. Because I can feel it. I literally said to when I turned 40 that morning, I literally woke up. I'm sure that, yes, I know that some of it was mental, but also I genuinely in my body felt differently. It was very weird. It was very weird. I was like, it just doesn't feel the way that it did when I was in my 20s. And I so want it to. Okay, so I want to ask you about, and I so appreciate the time that you're taking with us, and I want to be respectful of your time, so I don't want to keep you too much longer, although I could talk to you for hours. But I want to ask you about the high performance hemp and the biometric beauty supplements. Can you break down to those who don't know what that is, what it is, and why we need them?
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So, CBD is very questionable, hemp, basically. But there's so many benefits. When we're talking inflammation, that is an anti-inflammatory and it's a powerful anti-inflammatory. In addition, in working with women, especially moms now that have aged with me, we have problems sleeping. I can teach you all the habits to, do your fitness in the morning, read a book at night, spray your lavender. But sometimes our bodies need a reset. And the CBD basically helps the endocrine system, a new part of our body's system that we didn't even know existed until recently. And we're finding so much research. It's what creates homeostasis in the body. So I've really found through my own use and through then recommending it to clients, and what's happening is that CBD just allows you to have that deeper sleep. You hear your kiddo, you know, it's an anti-inflammatory. So when you are feeling the aches and pains, it can be applied topically. You can ingest it as well. And then our biometric beauty, it's the same. So you saw some of our supplements. It's really about feeling that, helping your body to perform ultimate, you know, like you're 20 again. Right. And inflammation is the root cause of disease and aging. We have curcumin anti-inflammatories. We have our patent pending curcumin in here as well, because that's actually what it's all about for me. Like even this hyaluronic acid, all of collagen, great for your joints, great for muscle building, to protect your body as we age, not just for beauty. Although everybody loves to hear about that part of it. It really is like we have these long-term benefits, have adaptogenic stress support for mommies, anybody really, but you know.
And the reality is if we're making the insides better and healthier, then our outside looks better anyways, right? I mean, I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't actually think about, but I do know that much. So I do know that much. I just don't always make the insides better. I should work on that. Maybe that should have been my resolution.
I'm a good talent, so I will tell you, I'll eat a good brisket and have some tequila on the weekend.
Oh,
so
good. I'm so glad to hear that.
Lion rolls or whatever.
I'm so glad to hear that. That actually makes me feel a lot better. Okay, I have 2 more questions for you. The first one came in from a viewer. He is a guy. And he said, is it okay to drink protein shakes still, even after you've stopped working out regularly?
Oh, I do think it depends on the protein. It's more so, let's look at what the quality of the protein that you're drinking and where it comes from, whether it's a vegan, whether it's a whey, what else is in there. I mean, there's a lot of protein shakes that are like the gains. You probably don't want to do that if you're not working out and trying to build muscle mass. It's just look at the quality of what you're consuming. But some of them have a lot of nutrients in them. So they'd be great.
So it depends. Okay, great. So Max, thank you so much for that question. And I just really quickly want to say hi to Bree and all the other people that have started following. It's great to have you here. Okay, so Christine, my last question for you is, if you were taking in a new client, maybe me, where would you start? What would your go-to, like, here are the things we're going to start and we'll build from here?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing is for new clients, and this goes for where you're looking at any trainer, I want to find what you do enjoy. So I want to know what kind of fitness that you love to do, because then I'm going to evolve my program so that you want to keep coming back. And I'm not going to force you to do things that you don't like to do. A lot of time our body tells us what we want. And then, you know, you're going to go through all the basics to see where your strength is, your strengths and your weaknesses and all of that kind of stuff. But no matter what, in all of my fitness programs, I've had at-home workouts for almost 10 years. I started creating DVDs that long ago for 20-minute at-home workouts, knowing how crazy life could be. They always increase strength, joint health, flexibility, mobility, and agility. You know, even in the simple stuff like agility is going to create this beautiful defined athletic body. But if you're tripping when you go down the stairs, also helps you to get your foot forward faster. I mean, it's as simple as that. Like, I want people to age well and age healthy. But what I found was you get really quick results by really performing like an athlete, not just, you know, single bicep curls. I mean, you're hitting so little muscle that it's like, and you're working in the same direction constantly. So we're working your biceps in like all these different ways. And when you're doing that, hitting all the other muscles. So you're burning that many more calories, toning that many more muscles. And what that happens is that your resting metabolism when you're not working out increases.
Right. And would you add supplements in immediately as well, or would you wait on that?
I would absolutely add the supplements, especially just a greens, you know, something super simple, and even a collagen for repair. But the greens are your energy and your focus. So you're going to get up and not be dependent on that caffeine so much. You can have it if you want it, but you're going to be able to extend that energy. Like, it's also great. I hear people having their lunch and then that's their little treat afterwards. And then your body starts to retrain itself, and you're not eating the certain foods that are counterproductive to what your goals are and what you're trying to achieve.
Got it. Yeah, that makes so much sense.
But they are simple changes. Like, you don't have to do them all at once. I say that. And these are really simple things. Greens takes a second. You could have a 20-minute workout. I promise you can hit those results when you're doing the right one for you, you know? Right. Skincare doesn't have to be a million things, but the skin is your biggest organ, and there are pollutants out there now. And that was one of the reasons for KO. Like, we need to protect our biggest organ as well. And it can take one big swipe, you know? It doesn't have to be a million products for it to work.
Right. I love, by the way, the video of you doing on your Instagram of massaging your baby with the cream. That was amazing.
Our little gua sha. Yeah, everybody go see Poppy. She's the baby gua sha.
Oh God, so cute. So what is your this is our last question, I promise, your ultimate way that you give back to yourself?
It is truly this. I mean, I do probably one self-care thing for me a day. It may be 1 minute to 30 minutes, and it could be a workout. Truly, at this point, I only work out like maybe 2-3 days a week at the most. But it could just be taking my greens. It could be taking a bath and using my, body mask during the bath. It could be taking a minute to just breathe and stare at a tree, get some nature when we've been indoors a lot last year working and stuff, and just reconnecting. It just depends. It's like a mini walk, and I go grab the baby and take her out and just connect with her throughout the day. Just figure it out, but take one moment for yourself a day. And what happens is all of that starts to add up. It doesn't have to be a big thing like, I have to go take a bath tonight and then exfoliate, and just allow it to come naturally.
Who as a mom has time for that anyways,
exactly.
Right? So, but yes, I do say, one of the things I talk about on this show all the time, and you both alluded to this before, which is if we give back to ourselves in whatever way is the best way for us to do that, and it's different for everybody, then we are able to go out and put our best energy, our best foot forward, and be the best mom possible. Right. Mm-hmm. But we have to in some way give back to ourselves, even if it's, like you said, 30 seconds a day, which when you have 2 babies under 4, that's basically what it comes down to. So I have someone else who just asked, are the supplement powders and skin products safe for breastfeeding moms?
Obviously, every pregnancy, every baby is different. So we always say, check with your doctor for this. I took it through. We have, they are pregnancy safe though.
Okay. So thank you so much for that. Christine, I could talk to you for like 2 more hours, but as I said, I want to be respectful of your time.
I'll be there Tuesday all day.
I know, I'm excited. I'm so looking forward to seeing you. I'm going to be at your sessions on Tuesday. Really quickly, do you want to tell us what you're going to be doing on Tuesday? And then we will.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a morning workout. I think we have about 30 minutes. I just did it today. I got it all down. We have an amazing soundtrack. It's a kick butt workout. I love it. I can't
wait.
We're going to walk through the day. We're going to go through, what I eat, my supplements. We're going to talk about intermittent fasting, meal prep. We have the gua sha, showing all my bodies and tools that you can do at home. We have our panels as well on clean beauty and supplements. And then I'll be back on Thursday to teach a pre and postnatal workout, which I love to talk to my pregnant mama. So that'll be fun. And then we have another panel that I'll be hosting, interviewing the founders of Bobby, the new clean organic formula, which I'm excited about because I had an adopted daughter. So we had to go right into that, finding the best formula.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah, I'm really excited to hear about that too, because that's new since I had my kids. And so I'm really excited to hear about all of that as well. Yeah. Well, Christine, thank you so much for spending this time with Tracy and me today. This was really lovely on so many levels. And I just want to thank you for being here and for blessing us with your presence and your knowledge. And
taking you up on your challenge. We'll get you some greens. And
I know. I'm going to do it. This is the year. This is the year I'm going to do it. I do. I need to. So thank you so much, Christine. Take care. And I'll see you next Tuesday.
Okay. Bye.
Tracy.
Yes.
Oh, to Maine. Okay. So right now. Okay. Tracy, how did you meet Christine?
I met Christine just through all the wellness connections that we've been making, and I use her products. I do her workouts in my closet at night, you guys. I have to work out in my closet because I have kids and it's crazy down here. But I do. They're
amazing.
great They're short. I go in my closet. It's great. So, I mean, I knew her through everything that we were doing. And she, I think, is everything she just said is obviously very aligned to what we believe and what the summit is about. And we were super excited to support her. So, yeah. And I think we'll see a lot more and learn a lot more this week.
Yeah. I'm really excited to meet her, get to know her, hear her story, and all of the everything else, and to be able to go to her sessions on Tuesday rather. So I'm super excited. So, okay. So thank you again, Christine, for joining us. So now I am super excited to bring in Jackie Saldana. Jackie, I hope that I'm pronouncing that correctly. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great.
Right.
Like fabulous. This is amazing. I don't even have an echo anymore. It's so great. We started the show and I had an echo in my ear, which was really challenging. But now we're good. I can hear you both and I'm very happy now. So, Jackie, you are the author of Baby Boy Bakery, an inspirational online space that offers tips and tools you need to feel the most confident within your kitchen, which I love because the kitchen is, after all, the centerpiece of any home, however large or small your home is. Jackie, you began Baby Boy Bakery 10 years ago as a place for families to gain insight on cooking simple meals and creating lasting memories together in the kitchen. And it has since evolved into an uplifting space, giving viewers an honest look inside your home, which I love because I love honesty and transparency and really seeing the real life of the nitty gritty of moms.
Yeah.
Right? As a mother of 3, you keep it real and simple, perfect for parents looking to whip up a tasty meal while also soaking up the time you have with your family. You share recipes, kids' activities, personal stories that resonate with so many people. You write candidly about your journey through parenthood, helping thousands of parents feel less alone as they face the hard times along with the beautiful ones, which I love because, let's face it, as parents, there are many challenging times. Your community loves that you are relatable and honest, and I love that so much as well. You have a fierce passion which lies with food and family. We can count on you for recipes that will make you feel proud, fun ideas to make the most of your family time, and stories that will help you hold on to joy. You can learn more about Jackie and everything that she does at babyboybakery.com. You are hosting 3 segments at the from your kitchen, including breakfast with kids, gardening and snacks, and quick, easy family dinners with game nights at the wellness event, which I'm so excited to hear about. But before we get to that, welcome, Jackie. I am so excited to have you here and to meet you. It's an absolute pleasure. It's a pleasure for me to have you. So welcome to the Art of Parenting on Sway TV on Amazon Live. So have you been on Amazon Live before?
No, I'm embarrassed to say I've never even heard of it. I'm so sorry.
You know what? It's okay. It's a relatively brand new platform.
Yeah.
And they're kind of in like this beta version, but it's going to explode very soon. And I have a feeling that very soon, and I mean like imminently, like in the next few weeks, they're going to be putting a lot of marketing dollars behind it, I believe. And you'll get to say you were here when it was like beta launching.
Yeah, that's exciting. I know. I was watching the segment before this, and it's really neat. It was fun. You can watch it anywhere I was watching it on my phone, and pretty neat.
Yeah,
so
it's really fun, and it's also one of the things that I've always said as someone who's in the parenting space, and you probably can relate to this, is that I've always wanted a forum to talk to parents and anyone else who will listen to me about about the products that I think are actually like worthwhile, because the marketplace, as you know, as a mom, is beyond flooded, and so it's hard to figure out, and I think Tracy's done an amazing job of curating some of the best products. And so this gives me a forum to educate as well as give people suggestions on what they can actually bring into their home that will be useful and they will use for a long time, where the quality is really great. So that's what I love about being on Amazon. It was like it's a great marriage of many things. So welcome, and please tell me a little bit about your family and how Baby Boy Bakery started.
Well, you gave quite the intro. I appreciate that.
I try.
Yeah, I started babyboybakery.com about 10 years ago when my son was 6 months old. I just really was craving an outlet, much like yourself. I was of like community, someone to talk to. I was the only one in our friend group who had kids at the time, so I felt alone. And yeah, I mean, I just hit the parenthood journey running, and I created this website to share our baby food recipes that we were making for our son. And it just kind of organically happened. And I was sharing parenting stories, a lot of parenting mistakes that people kind of related to. And that's how it kind of came to be. And then
you were an
just
OG
sort of like
blogger.
snowballed.
Really
Yeah.
you were like,
yeah, I started on blogger.com. I don't even think that platform is
I don't think that's
live anymore.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
yeah, it's been wild to see it grow, and like it's been awesome. Yeah. And we shared recipes and we shared personal stories, and we've always shared like activities that you could do with your family. We had that's how it started. And I'm proud to say that that's what it is today. So 10 years later, I'm still doing the same thing. I'm still talking about food and family. Sorry, the lighting here is kind of crazy. But yeah, so that's.
Yeah, I love how involved your community is with you, and how you really, I feel like, I became a recent follower of your Instagram, and I was looking through, previous posts, and they're really engaged with you, and you're really engaged with them in a way that is different than a lot of other family parent bloggers, I will say, right? And I think especially today, as also the marketplace is flooded with people that are blogging and trying to get their message out there. And I think it's interesting. You have to really figure out what your niche is and how to really meet your people where they want and need to be met. And I feel like you have done an astounding job at being able to do that.
Well, my community is pretty unique in the fact that when we started 10 years ago, it was me, my son, and my husband. And after 3.5 years, we unfortunately lost my son, and my entire community completely rallied behind me and pretty much set us on fire. And I have this deep gratitude for anybody who's on my platform. And I have made the decision to continue on with Baby Boy Bakery even after my son had passed on, to, just share how even though your life can be completely ripped apart, you can still persevere and good things can still happen. And so when people comment or like on our website and our social platforms, that to me is like a friend saying hi and reaching out. And so I do work really hard in responding to everyone as best as I can. And I think people know my family inside and out because we just share literally everything. We share everything. And we had my second child, Mila, about a year after everything happened. And so they've been able to see, me pregnant with Mila. And then we just had a baby a year ago, our third baby. So people, they feel like friends and family. And it's fun to see like people, what am I trying to say? Like I recognize people's screen names and anyways, it's very unique to me and Baby Boy Bakery. It's something that it's a community you don't, like you said, you don't find all of the time. I'm pretty proud of that. And I love the people that engage with us. So yeah.
I think you do have a really unique community around you, which is incredible. Do you feel that it has been part of the healing process for you?
I think writing in general, it has been really healing, and I throw a lot of my like emotions and grief into like cooking. And so, yeah, it's been therapeutic to write about it and talk about it and share about it. And it's been really great because, when you share things, a lot of the time people will respond and say, me too, or I feel like that as well, or thanks for sharing. I don't feel alone anymore. And I think that is where the magic happens. It's like, I'll be really nervous about sharing. I had a miscarriage before I had my most recent child, and I was really nervous about sharing that. But once I did, it just opened up a whole new conversation with my friends on Instagram and Facebook and everything. And we were all able to feel less alone. And going back to 10 years ago, that's exactly why I started my website was because I felt so alone being the only person in our friend group that had a kid. So yeah.
Yeah, I do think it's so healing to share our stories, whatever they are. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's one of the things that's so empowering. And that phrase, me too, makes us feel less alone. And at any age, like that's something that I talk about a lot with my daughters, and in the support groups that I run for tweens and teens, whenever they really open up and share things that are hard for them, and then other friends in the group say, oh, me too, all of a sudden you feel so much less alone.
Yeah.
And I think with women, one of the things that has happened is, you know, historically, we weren't supposed to talk about the hard pieces of being a mom. We weren't supposed to talk about miscarrying. We weren't supposed to talk about our fertility troubles. We weren't supposed to talk about all of these things. And the reality is, so many of us have had these experiences and could help and learn from each other. And so, you know, and I think that one of the amazing things about the internet and technology is it has opened up that world and has allowed us to share with each other. Yet there's still, you know, there are a lot of people still posting their perfect lives. And so when someone like you comes along and is really sharing the truth behind the front door, which is what you're literally doing, you know, I think that that is so impactful and so empowering. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for on behalf of anyone who knows your story and anyone who follows along, and the fact that you are willing and able to share, because it's hard to talk about those things. It's really,
it's hard to be vulnerable. But you know,
it is.
It's rewarding when you get people that.
Yeah. I'm curious, did your husband ever have any trepidations with you talking openly and transparently about yourself and your experiences?
You know, everyone asks that. That's like the golden question, because my husband is a personal trainer. He's on Instagram as well. And when people love when they catch little glimpses of him in my like Instagram stories, or when I post about him, and we actually did on our YouTube channel, we have like a family Q&A series, and he answered the question. The short answer is no, he doesn't, he never really thought too much about it. And at the end of the day, a lot of people have reached out saying that we've helped them get through some dark times, or helped them find, you know, the positivity in their day. Even little things like helped parents get up and do something with their kids when they might not have, like we do a lot of kids activities and stuff. And so I think my husband sees that, and he's like, if we're helping even just one person, then that's worth it. So he's really great. He's very quiet though. So that's why you don't see much of him in my space, but he's there.
Interesting. And yet he has his own Instagram channel for his work.
Yeah, but it's like personal training, workout, you know, guide stuff. So it's totally different.
Yeah, no, I get that. Okay, so you've been doing this for about 10 years now. And I know that it has evolved in some very obvious ways, but also probably in not so very obvious ways. So I'm curious what some of the evolutions have been that are not so obvious.
How do you mean? Sorry, evolutions that are not so obvious.
Yeah, like just how has it changed or grown in ways that you maybe wouldn't have foreseen in the beginning that, you know.
Right. Well, I think it's hard because when I started, I was reading a lot of blogs, and I always saw like, you know, sponsorships have been around forever. Like, you know, back before I even started my blog. And I always found it so cool that some of the blogs that I was reading, these women or people in general were like partnering with brands and like sharing about them in organic and authentic ways. I started blogging, I think like 8 months before Instagram even became a thing. So it was always in the back of my head, like, maybe I could do that one day. And I didn't know what that would look like or when that would happen. I remember we got our first partnership with a company called Honest for my son's diapers. And it felt so cool. And even today when we work with brands, I still get that same like exciting feeling. Like, I can't believe this is my life, my job. I'm so lucky and excited. I guess I didn't see it get to where it is today. But I'm still it still catches me off guard, I guess. And it's also like when people ask me, like, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, oh, I run a lifestyle and recipe website. It's still kind of
everything yourself.
I do everything myself. I don't have like a manager or anything like that, which is half dumb and half smart, I think. I don't know. I'm tired a lot and I work a lot in the early mornings before my kids wake up. And I'm sure if I had like a manager, I would be able to have more opportunities than I do now. But it's just me, and I don't know. It's allowed me to keep everything really real. I mean, like when you come into my space, I don't get dressed up. I don't really do my hair, or like nothing is frilly in our land. I just kind of share everything how it is, how you see it. And so I don't know. I think it's allowed us to be who we are, but maybe in the future, I'm not sure.
Do your girls enjoy it? Like, what's their take on it?
Yeah, I mean, my daughter Mila, she is a ham by nature. She loves it. It's weird though, like whenever we like do stories, or if I'm do outside in the garden or whatever, she'll always pop in and say hi. But if she doesn't want to, then it's not that big of a deal, She enjoys it because what we do is we make fun recipes and we do kids activities. So for right now and the age range that she's in, she loves it. Yeah. And, I don't know what it's going to look like in the future. I'm hoping that like we'll be in the food space. And I think that's why last year I made the switch to add my name to our website. Just because like my girls are getting older and, I want to see myself on like the Food Network, and I have a cookbook in the works, and I just, I'll be, so it's just like, I don't know.
So
it's ever changing, I think.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, that's what I meant. Like, it's definitely always changing, which is so cool. What's your favorite recipe? Or your favorite thing to make?
I mean, right now we're making a lot of pasta dishes. A lot of my community is like craving quick, easy meals. That's like what everybody wants to make. And so we're working on a lot of pasta dishes. We've got so many great ones that are on our website right now. So anything pasta related has got to be my favorite. Plus, we went on a big cookie binge at the end of last year. We made like 6 different types of new cookie recipes. So cookies are always.
What was your favorite cookie? I love cookies. Those are my favorite too.
Our favorite cookie is the brownie cookie. It's like a fan favorite now. Everybody makes them, and I love when they make them and they tag me in their brownie cookies. But they're like gooey and delicious. They're pretty rad.
Oh, I can't. I'm going to have to go look and make it with my daughter this weekend. I'm going to do it this weekend. So what's your most favorite part of doing Baby Boy Bakery? You personally?
Well, it's very creative, and we work 2 days a week on creating content and like photos. So I would say like the best part is making the food look like gorgeous for photos. I love that part. It's so exciting. And the other part is once everything goes live, I love that like sweet spot. It's like an hour or 2 right after like things go live where people comment, and I like that interaction. That's always a fun moment.
Yeah, I agree. It is. It's fun when you have people that you can interact with. It makes everything more exciting. That's why I like doing interviews, because I do these shows twice a week, and sometimes I do them by myself, and sometimes I'm with a co-host or doing interviews. The shows when I'm by myself are great, but they're all about education, and it's kind of like, lecturing, information giving, shopping, but these are so fun because I love the back and forth flow of conversation.
It's fun.
So do you have rituals in your home that you swear by for yourself as well as your kids for your own self-care and wellness?
Yeah, I mean, we do things every day that we make us feel good. We actually talk about it a lot during the SoCal Wellness event next week. We take them through our entire morning. I wake up before the girls even wake up, so I can get work done before they wake up. And then once they're awake, I put work away, so I'm not like constantly on my phone or the computer. So that's like a hard rule for me. And then because I work from home, we tend to make breakfast together. So pancakes and waffles are not something that are just saved for the weekends.
I love
so
that.
we try to do that during the week. And we also have like a family checklist that we actually developed last year in the thick of the pandemic, just to keep our bodies moving and remind us to, you know, drink water and take our vitamins. And so it's been really fun to have Mila interact with that too. She's like become a little stickler and will remind us to do certain things throughout the day. So we do like a family checklist, but once you get to know me, you'll know that I'm pretty flexible, and sometimes days go really well and sometimes days are complete trash and we just end up watching TV most of the day. So it's really a tough
that. I love how real that is, right? Because I think what that shows is that even with the best of intentions, sometimes you just have to say, it's going to be a TV day.
Yeah, that's just how it is here. And so we share about that too. Like we'll talk about like how we have great days and how we have not so great days.
Yeah, I'm sure. What has it been like to build this business alongside building a family?
Well, they kind of like go together. I've always been like this, even before I had a website. In my friend circle and my family, I wear all my emotions on my sleeve. And when people talk to me, I'm always like, I end up just sharing anything. Like if someone asks me how I'm doing, I will tell you exactly how I'm doing versus just saying like, oh, I'm okay. Right. How are you? Yeah. So like I've always been like that. And so once I started my website,
Jackie, it is so my person. We have to get together in real life.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love that. Now that things are starting to get a little bit normal.
I know. And you're in LA too, right? So we can.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So, you know, I think restaurants are going to hopefully open up next week, and I'm vaccinated. And so like we can hang out. It's so exciting.
Yeah. It's so exciting after last year. But yeah, it's just, I forgot what I was talking about, but yeah, all good.
Okay. I want to transition to, I've been spending a lot of time on your Instagram, and I love your vertical gardens. And I love them. They're beautiful. And the two things that I really want to do this year is I want to start composting, which I've been talking about for literally a decade. And which ties into Tracy with the less, waste and all of this stuff, because I just feel like we need to compost. And we already do garden in our home. We've got herbs and strawberries and tomatoes and things like that. But I love the idea of a vertical garden to get even more. So if I don't really know where to start. So help, please.
Well, I started my garden last year in an effort to feel normal again after having pretty much everything that I did for myself be taken away. Like I couldn't go out with girlfriends. I couldn't do anything. Plus my work is my home. Like they coexist. So it was really hard for me to step away and do something for myself. So I started a garden on a single prayer that just to help me somehow, some way. And it ended up enriching my life more than I could even imagine. And I know that sounds so weird over a garden, but
I don't think it sounds weird at all.
And I bought those tower gardens that you're referring to. They're called Greenstock Gardens.
Yeah.
Greenstock.
And are they hard? Okay, I know exactly which one you're talking about. In fact, I think I even have it in my carousel because I was trying to figure out which one specifically. But I'm pretty sure
available on it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I put it in my shopping carousel in case anyone who is watching wants to purchase it. Was it hard to do, or was it like an easy transition if you already kind of know how to garden?
Oh, the gardening part? No, I mean, I did a lot of research. I watched a lot of videos on YouTube. I bought a gardening book. But then once I got out there, it just kind of came as you go. You kind of trial and error. But I would say for sure, find some healthy organic soil. Organic is key, and you can find it at the nursery or Home Depot. You can even buy it on Amazon. And fertilizer is important, and then figuring out how you water. So I think most of us, if you're not into gardening, people think that plants need to be watered every day, which is not the case. So sometimes you overwater. So figuring out that sweet spot of watering every few days. And then the tower garden is so easy. They just snap together. You fill it with soil. You plant whatever seeds you want. And then you just water it from the top, and it puts water everywhere evenly, distributes the water, which is nice.
So cool.
Just very one movement. So yeah, I think the main thing though is to figure out what you want to grow and make sure that it's the season that they thrive in. Because I think a lot of times when people start gardening, they're like, oh, I want to do tomatoes, and it's like not the right
Yeah,
season
you
for
can't do tomatoes in December, right?
Right, exactly. So yeah, but it's pretty awesome, and it's very rewarding, satisfying. Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely pull the trigger on that.
I'm excited. Let me know how it goes.
I will. I'll take
so many people are getting those tower gardens.
Well, I think I think it goes hand in hand with what you're saying, that this year people were really looking for things that they could do that were different, and that they would maybe, help change their mood, lift their mood, bring them to a different place. And the nice thing about those gardens is, we live here in sunny Los Angeles, although it's not so sunny at the moment. But, we live here where the weather is essentially beautiful most of the year. But for people who live in an apartment or a home somewhere where the weather is not beautiful, they can do that still, which I think it's really, and you can grow so many things in such a small space, which I think is really incredible. So
yes. And if you get the green stock garden, get the wheels.
Okay. Okay.
So you can move it around. Otherwise,
thank you. I was going to say, do you have any tips? So there you go.
Yeah.
Get the wheels.
that go on the bottom so you can move it around.
Great. Okay. So I want to really respect your time, and thank you so much for being with me. My last question to you has to do with the wellness event next week. I'm so excited to be there with you and to come to what you're going to be doing. Can you tell me, what are the takeaways you are hoping that women get from your involvement in the wellness event?
Really, I mean, I feel a little timid.
Oh,
don't. I feel like a lot of times I feel like I'm not at the caliber of the other women in my circle or the other women out there, just because I'm just I kind of just show up and I'm like, hey, this is me. I've got a baby on my hip. My kids are crazy and my house is a mess. I don't know. I just kind of show up and I'm just authentically myself. And sometimes I'm like, shoot, should I do a little bit more? Should I be someone a little bit more, I don't know, polished? And so I feel a little timid about being on the third day of Home and Family. But you know what? I have been working really hard on the segments that are going to be part of my day. And I'm just genuinely taking people through our day. And hopefully by just being real and showing how it is here, they'll be able to take little nuggets that will help them for in anything. We're going to be doing some really easy recipes. We've got a fun waffle recipe and a healthy snack that you can just toss together really fast. We're ending on the quick meals, which is exciting because most people want to know how to get dinner on the table fast. And then we do a family game here at our house that has kind of evolved again since last year because we were spending so much time at home. A fun family game. So yeah, we're just kind of, I don't know, we're just sharing our home life and hoping that it'll resonate with who's watching. So
Jackie, I just want to tell you, I think that from my experience working, I'm actually really just trying to get into the social media game. That's all very new to me. So you could maybe give me some pointers, but I've been working in parenting now for almost 15 years. And I do one-on-one consulting, and I also speak at schools, and I do workshops for parents and all different kinds of things. But the one thing that I have learned over and over throughout the years is that if you are authentically you and you show up, and people can see that you are truly passionate about something, just like Christine before us was truly passionate about the body and working, right?
Yeah.
And you're truly passionate about your family and your children and having these experiences with them, they listen to you and they want to hear your message, and they want to just be in your presence because they enjoy whatever is going to come out of your mouth. So I just want to tell you to like go into it knowing that you are worth it and you bring so much value. And I'm really excited. And I have a mom who actually follows, she has 6 kids. Her name is Rosalinda. And she's in the chat. She's asking if you, and she said she loves gardening as well. She says it finds it very therapeutic. And she said she wants to know if you, Jackie, if you have a YouTube channel.
Yes, I do. And I love it so much. We started it last year. It's youtube.com/babyboybakery.
Awesome.
Yeah. So thank you. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to spending time with you next week at the Wellness Event.
Coming up.
Yeah, I will be there. I'm also doing a panel discussion and doing a breakout session on the same day, I believe, on the 3rd day. So yeah, but I'm really looking forward to seeing you and to talking more. And lovely to meet you. Thank you so much for sharing.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you for having me again.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I'll see you guys next week.
Take care, Jackie. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
And then there were 2.
We're back.
What?
I said we're back. Just you and me.
We're back. It's just the 2 of us. How did you meet Jackie?
We know each other from all the parenting circles, from blogging and going to events. And I mean, I think it's interesting, Jackie mentioned, sort of how she feels on the 3rd day, but she's like the perfect person to host and close the 3rd day because she's exactly who she is, and she is authentic. And I think every mom on that day who's trying to get it together and deal with their home and their family and everything else can relate to her. And, one of the big things I want to say about the summit and like that Jackie started to touch on is the summit is not meant to be this like crazy conference that you can only go to if you're an expert and you want to do every wellness thing under the sun. And it's also not a conference where we're going to tell you to buy 75 products that cost you $100 each in order to
thank God.
Like that. And like a lot of things, when you go to this type of stuff, you're going to see those 2 sort of juxtapositions, right? The like very expert, extremely technical type of conference. And then you're going to see one that's like very heavy about like products and all this money you have to spend and all of these things. And that's not what this is about. This is really about understanding that wellness is personal to everyone, and you have to find your own journey and find the things that resonate with you, or that are problems, or that are things that you want to fix or need attention in your life, and then finding the things that are just meaningful to you and that do give you joy and make you feel better, which ultimately goes to how you look and how you age and your overall health. And so I
think that's so important because I think it is a different journey for every woman, right? And even when it comes to products, like not every product, even if it's an incredible, really expensive product, it may not be right for every single person because our skin is different, our insides are different, the chemicals in our body are different. What's working in our, environment emotionally is different. And so I think that, it really, the job is on each one of us to figure out what do we need internally and externally to give back to ourselves in a complete, holistic, well way so that we can then be the best women, best moms, best friends, best wives going forward. But that's really, honestly, Tracy, that's why I love your event so much, because I do think that it covers so many different areas of wellness, and it really allows you to cherry pick and to go to so many different events. And the reality is that, I don't know that I'm going to become a green drinker, but I might try it, right? And if I genuinely feel better and different, then I will. And that's something that I will be exposed to at your event, because I know that there are different ones that are being represented there, right? So I think that's what's so interesting about this event that you do.
Yeah, and I think like that's one of the things, right? We're trying to give everyone a lot of choice, a lot of different things to try. And then when you go into it with your own things, that things you're just not going to do, and that, right? Like I might go to an expert and they might tell me 10 things, right. And I will then say to them like, okay, 5 of those things I'm not doing. You know what I mean? More people that told me not to drink wine.
I know that very well.
I'm not I drink wine. I mean, I just, I don't care that much. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm trying to find my balance, right? So what are the things I can simply change, that I'm willing to change, that make a big impact on my life? And what are the things that that I love and enjoy, that I don't care if they're not perfectly healthy for me, right? And that's the other thing. We're not asking you to be a perfect person or do every single thing right. I think you have to also sort of figure out where your boundaries are and where your balance is.
Yeah. No, totally. I think that that's really true. So, okay, let's talk about some of the products and the sponsors that are going to be at the event and why you chose them, because you don't just bring in anyone. This is one of the things that I love about you and your companies, that you curate what you really believe in, which is, I do the same on this show. I will never suggest products that I don't truly believe in. And for me, they have to be made well. They have to have longevity, so they're, not going to be a 2-month thing. And I also like if they're aesthetically pleasing. So that's kind of my where I fall. But of course, I think for the sake of wellness, it's all about, the quality of the product and what is it doing. And so you had said to me that this event is really all about working from the inside out. So maybe you can talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah, so I mean, there are basically 3 themes.
And while you do that, I'm going to open up my Bohana.
So there's definitely a lot of food or supplements or things that you're going to put in your body, right? So the overarching premise this year is food is medicine. And I know Christine got into that a lot for us. And so a lot of what we try and do is this, not that. So we like to source a lot of healthy substitutes. So whether you're a snacker or a coffee drinker, or whether you're trying to find a healthy kids protein drink, we definitely go through, I'll look at maybe 300 companies, sometimes more. And then we'll choose 50 usually to be part of the summit. So this year, I think we have about 50 and about 65 experts. And so we definitely pick and choose based on things that are clean, things that are holistic, things that are good substitutes to things that you would have in your life, but give you options to try, and things that are new that we think parents should know about or women should know about, that are really sort of taking what's out there in terms of science and emerging trends and wellness to the next level. And so, where do you want to start? Tell me. You have a lot of the stuff there. I know we gave you some of it.
I've never had these. I'm actually really excited to try them. They are the Bohana popped water lily seeds. I saw them on Shark Tank. I can't remember if they got a deal or not. Do you remember? Did they?
Maybe. I don't know, but I know.
Okay, so these are the wild white cheddar, and it's but I think they're vegan. I think I saw that it was vegan cheddar.
So those are that's I think on our first day, that's our first snack break, right? So this is something probably totally different. You've never tried it. We gave you all 3. There's 3 different flavors.
Yeah, I have all 3 of them.
You have to decide. It's there's a texture piece and then there's a flavor piece when you do these snacks.
So this is the cheddar. I also have the sriracha, and then I also have the Himalayan pink salt, and these are also in my carousel. You can shop them right now. I have to say, Rosalinda's asking, what are these? The ones I'm eating, these are the white cheddar. They're actually really good. And I remember on Shark Tank they said this. I shouldn't even say actually. They are good. But I remember they said to think of it kind of as popcorn, which I feel if I was thinking of it as popcorn, I don't know. I actually just think it's a crunchy snack, and they're really good. Actually, I really like them a lot. And they have 2 different, in my carousel, there's this savory combination, and they also have a sweet combination. They have one with chocolate that looks really good. I want to try that one.
Yeah, so the idea is that, so some of this stuff came out of the wellness boxes, and the idea is that people will receive them before the event and have the opportunity to sort of snack their way through the day. You have coffee. I think you have coffee there, right? We gave you Chameleon cold brew.
I'm going to open it right now and try it. Yes. It's cold brew.
You'll have coffee to start you off. You have snacks. There are snacks for you in there, but there are also snacks for your kids in there.
I'm trying this right now. This is the Chameleon Organic Cold Brew Whole Milk Latte, and it's Cinnamon Dolce. This is also in my carousel. So you can also go find this right now and shop this right now. Let's see. Oh, that's delicious. Oh my God, that is so good. I did not think it was going to be that good. I have to be honest.
They're good. We're going to give you some new habits.
Wow, that is so good. I would drink that every morning. Oh my gosh. I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited so far. Okay, so I've tried the Bohana.
Like taste things, don't get full. I think you have a lot of stuff there.
I know, I do. Okay, well, so then but that is really good.
So you have, and I think we gave you, there's maybe two different, there's like one that's more of a latte and one that's more of just a cold brew coffee. So you have choices.
Yes, it is. That one I think is, where is that one? I had it. Oh, here it is. It's here. This is the cold brew. This is just original. This is just a plain original. I have to tell you, the other thing that I love about this, because I just started drinking cold brew, so I'm just starting to get into it, but these are delicious, and I love how portable these are, that like if I don't have time, often I won't have time for like my latte in the morning because I'm running to an appointment or, you know, I have to get on a Zoom meeting or something. This is so great. It's so transportable. I'm very excited about this. Thank you, Tracy. That's awesome.
Yeah, those are like very good, like grab and go, right? And you can,
amazing.
In the fridge, however you want to do it.
Amazing.
For the non-coffee drinkers, we have Liquid IV, or you can be a coffee drinker and still enjoy it.
Yeah, but I have it right here.
Yes, days are long, and this is like a really amazing hydrate.
I'm going to do it right now.
Yeah.
While you're talking about it, I'm going to do it. I have my water ready to go.
I'm trying to see. I brought some of mine too. So I don't know which one we gave you, but they have different flavors.
I have the lemon lime, which is the one that so I saw, and that's in my Amazon carousel also right now. So anyone who's interested can go shop that as well.
So you can get these sort of bigger packages of them. We use them as like a Gatorade alternative for sports days here too.
Oh, that's so smart. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that.
That was actually one of the ways I discovered Liquid IV, because I got my older son is a big baseball player, and they play in the summer. It's so hot, and I was really worried as a parent because I just felt like they just were like giving the kids Gatorade all day, every day, which goes against everything I believe.
But I'm listening to you. I'm just trying to do this right now.
No. So this is a very versatile product, and they have like different flavors and different versions. And I think this one is their immune support drink. And again, like when you talk about like easily, I grab it, throw it in my bag. I have them in my car.
Okay, I'm gonna taste it because I usually don't like these kinds of things. So we're gonna see.
All right, let's see.
Oh, that's delicious.
Yeah, I think it tastes pretty good.
Well, it's like and I mean, here's the thing. It's like, I don't love sweet things, so it's a little bit on the sweet side for me. But the fact that this is like healthy and like this would take the place of Gatorade, which is also really sweet, this is way better. I mean, this I would drink down. I mean, it's good. It's really good.
Yeah. Well, you can feel good about it. In terms of, an easy substitute, like there's a perfect example of like an easy thing to do every day, right? Doesn't require you to do anything other than put a packet in your water, which hopefully everybody's drinking a lot of water every day anyways. That's my public announcement.
Hopefully, right?
Hopefully you're getting a big water bottle and taking it with you every day, having it next to you every day. So this is like a simple thing to put in there.
Yeah, I love it. No, those things are great. The other thing that I really like that I saw was by the Go Silly, these silicone cups, which I love. And they have tons of other products other than these, but I really like these cups. And I have to tell you, these straws, also, these are like big, thick straws. These are amazing smoothie straws. These are the straws we use in my house for smoothies because they're bigger. You can actually, they work really great. And so, look, it's all reusable, all really easy. I love these products. I think these are great.
The straws are amazing. We do the same thing. So we have tons of them. We can throw them in any cup. You wash them. They're simple. They're great for smoothies. For sure.
Okay, talk to me. I don't have it in front of me, but I know you do the Bobby, the formula.
Oh yeah. So some of the like brand new products that literally just
that's
came
what
out.
I want to see. Some of the brand new things.
Everyone at the summit will be like, I think the very first people to be checking it out.
Yeah, that's
so
great.
This is Bobby. The lighting's really bad. Sorry, guys. It is organic infant formula. Okay, so this is a woman-owned, woman-founded company, one of the first companies like that in the States, which is crazy, right?
That is crazy. Beyond crazy. Yeah.
We could talk about that for a long time. But anyways, so they actually know something about giving formula to their babies, right? And what's more interesting is anyone who's gotten into the formula thing, obviously there's a huge debate that rages in the country about breastfeeding and formula and all of that. But so many of us end up needing formula for one reason or another, or choosing to use it. And we all want the best for our kids. And that's just the reality. All of us want them to be as healthy as humanly possible, right? And so what a lot of people have been doing in recent years is going and sourcing formula from Europe, because the standards are different, and in theory better. And what's used in those formulas and the formulations and the strictness of the regulations has been considered better. But then people get into this whole circle of like, I'm importing formula from Germany.
Right.
Get here in time, if you're using a US distributor, is it good? How long has it been sitting? I mean, there's so many
factors. Totally.
And you can't just go to the shelves of the store and buy those types of formulas. You have to find a source for them. And it's literally like people texting each other, like their dealer, their source for these formulas from outside the country. And so they obviously knew that challenge. And so Bobby's come to change that. Basically, they're making their formula with the formulations, that would be up to European standards, but here. And so it will be accessible to everyone. And they're going to do an amazing talk actually with Christine to talk about, how they're changing the formula industry, how they're going to destigmatize things for women, but also how, they're really focused on clean label nutrition, which is a lot of the conversations we're having at the summit, because it affects everything, right? From what you're giving your baby to what you're giving your kids to what you're putting in your own body.
Right.
So we're going to talk about looking at nutrition labels on your formula can, and a lot of that.
Yeah. I love that so much. I love that this is something that is even available to women, that there are these options now, these alternatives. And I love that it's a woman-owned business, because yes, who better to make a formula than someone who really understands, right? So Rosalinda just said, so there will not be any more Similac brands in stores. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure I would go that far that Similac is going away. However, the fact is that we now have amazing alternatives to feed our babies. And the other thing that I love about this that you said, Tracy, that's a part of their mission, is to really destigmatize the debate around like breastfeeding versus formula, because again, like every mom has a different experience. And like what Christine was saying, she adopted, she didn't have a choice, and she wanted to provide healthy nutrition, right? So I think that this is so important, that regardless of what our choices are as mothers, that we can choose things that are healthy and we can make informed and educated decisions for our children.
Yeah, I mean, we deserve to have access, right, to the best products regardless of our choices or, people's opinions about those choices. And you can't know everybody's story. And I think, that's the other thing. There's so much judgment and people are afraid to say. I mean, I'm happy to say that with my first son, I breastfed him for like 2.5 years and it like almost killed me. And with my second son, who's 8 months old, I was like, oh no, there's a 0% chance I'm doing that again. And so I introduced formula from day one. I also breastfed him, don't worry.
No one's judging. There's no judgment.
I did breastfeed him too, but I also gave him a bottle that had formula in it from day one, because I was like, I'm not going to have another kid who's going to refuse to ever take a bottle, to ever drink anything other than breast milk. Like, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm raising 2 kids. I'm in a pandemic. Like, I'm just not going to make my life a misery.
No, you have to figure out what works best for you in your home. And so the fact that we now have these companies that are giving us products to really, like I said, make these incredible decisions to help our children make, have healthier lives that's amazing. Thank God we have that.
Yeah,
Thank God we have that. Okay. Okay. So tell me, like, what are the big takeaways that you want women to leave the summit with next week?
I mean, I think the biggest takeaways that we want people to leave with are simple, actionable tips that they feel like they could go home and right now do them, right? That they learned 5 things. It may not be the same 5 things for everyone, but they learned 5 things that like resonate personally with them, and now have like the tools and the toolkit and the resources to go do those. And I mean, we didn't get into it as much, but I've been doing wellness now, this event, for a long time. This is our 7th year, but I had gone through all this fertility stuff after my first son, and I hadn't been able to have another baby, and I had miscarriages and all kinds of stuff. And then I started doing the summit, and it's, for me, like changed my whole life, really, because I learned things that made this radical difference, made it possible for me to get pregnant in my 40s when I couldn't before. And I think there are literally things that I learned from the summit that were simple changes. I did the intermittent fasting plan, which for me personally works really well. I did a cleanse of like using celery juice every morning. I sleep on a different schedule than I used to sleep on. I incorporated water and lemon juice, and like all food-based things, like super easy adaptogens, which they're going to talk about for sure. Christine will talk about how important adaptogens are in stress, and which was like a big factor in my life. But like I increased my vitamin D, which I know they're also going to talk about. There's a great, you should definitely go to the supplements panel.
Yeah, I'm for sure going to.
It's going to be incredible. And they're going to talk about everything from like prenatal to postnatal to all the way to anti-aging. And like these supplements, like we're all deficient in vitamin D for sure, you know, omegas, these adaptogens that help your body deal with stress and stop inflammation. I mean, there's just so many really simple things that you can learn. And I mean, I can tell you from my own personal experience that if you find those 3 to 5 things that resonate with your body and your lifestyle and who you are, it can just make an incredible difference in your quality of life.
Yeah. What do you think the biggest difference has been for you from when you started these companies to now? Like what has had the most impact?
I mean, I think the biggest difference is just you get established in your field, and so you have more opportunities and you understand things differently and better. I mean, I have so many more opportunities, and I can bring so many more people to these conversations, and I think source for our community so much more than I ever could. You know, I mean, 5 years ago, all the women that are coming to this event probably wouldn't have said yes, you know, but now they do. And I think the more we grow and the more we establish ourselves and the more we show that we create really quality experiences and really care about these things, the more I can give back to the community in terms of opportunities, the more, you know, that's just how it sort of works, right? As you grow, that legitimacy, I think, has really helped us create even more and more outstanding experiences. And I mean, the lineup for next week is incredible, and that people are willing to give as much time as they have given to other women to truly just help them is, you know, we feel
incredible. Yeah, it's incredible. So Rosalinda just asked, is this event virtual? It is. This is a virtual event. So Tracy, tell us where we can find it if someone wants to still get into it.
Yeah, it's a virtual event. Right now you can go to SoCalWellnessEvent.com, and all of the information with the schedules, the speakers, the talks, the classes, and the tickets are all available on the website.
Amazing.
And it's Monday to Thursday online. Yep.
Amazing. And oh shoot, I had a question that I wanted to ask you as our last one, and I literally just lost it. Okay. Don't you love that, mom brain?
I'm just going to say that you're going to be there too.
I will.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're hosting another clean nutrition. You know what you're doing the first 1,000 days, I think, right? Yeah. Essential nutrition for the first 1,000 days, and the parenting session in the Q&As. And the one thing I want to say to people is that the event is during the day online, but everything is recorded, and you can actually drop into the event anytime you want. So if 7 o'clock at night is better for you, you'll be able to watch the playbacks from the day, and you can still visit the brand rooms and sort of cruise around and get information.
This is why virtual really is so amazing. I mean, I kind of think in the future, when we do go back to in-person, you're still going to have some level of virtual like component so that people, because it does, you know, especially one of the things that I hear all the time is that working moms feel sometimes like they don't get a fair shake in all of this parenting stuff, right? And so I think one of the things that has actually happened this year is they've really felt more on equal grounds because all of the meetings are virtual, they're all being taped, you know, everything is so much more accessible just at a level playing field, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the part, it's, you know, the reach of being able to share with so many more moms across the country. And then, making it accessible. Usually, you know, it's a half day, it's live. How many people could ever come out on that day? I mean, we have it to be, I just want to say, because that's when the experts are available, it's hard to get people's time on the weekends or at other times to be better for some of the viewers. But that's why we're recording all the content. And not only will we make it available at the end of every day, but we'll make it available for 30 days after the event to everybody that has tickets. So, I mean, we're doing our best to make that happen.
Yeah, I think you're doing such an amazing job. Well, okay, so we have to go, but I'm hoping that you will come back and spend some additional time with me. I want to do some follow-up wellness like summits here where we can really drill down into some different things, maybe as a follow-up to your event. I would love to do that. So hopefully you'll come back and hang out with me again.
Of course, I have lots more to talk about always.
I know, always. Well, and it's so fun to hang out with you. And maybe one of these days we'll get to both be in the studio together, which would be really fun.
I know. We'll see. I hope we're going to be COVID-free soon. Let's hope so.
Yeah, let's hope, right? Okay, well, Tracy, thank you so much. Good luck next week. I will see. I'm sure I'll talk to you in the next day or two. But this has been really fun. And thank you so much for facilitating these interviews. And Christine and Jackie, again, thank you so much. This has been so wonderful. I've learned so much. I hope our viewers have learned. This was really great. I want to say goodbye and thank you so much to Rosalinda and Elena and Julie and Bree and Crazy and all the people that have been following along and hanging out with us. This has been really fun. And definitely go check out Tracy's event and get a ticket. It is not expensive. I love how accessible you have made this. I just want to say that you have made it so accessible to all women, and I am so happy that you have done that. So thank you so much, Tracy, and have a wonderful rest of the day. And to everyone else hanging out with us today, have a wonderful Friday and a great weekend. And always remember to sway. Bye. Bye.
Make sure you guys follow Sway TV. Follow Sway right here. Ooh, it's this way, sorry. Corey says, thank you, Sway TV. Shakira says, thank you, Sway. Yes, guys, it is so much fun. We love Sway TV.
We're here all the time streaming live. We're sharing great products. We're doing great interviews and amazing giveaways.
Amazon, we love you, Amazon.
So grateful for you guys and for Sway TV.
I've had such a great time with all of you.
Shop attainment all the time.
It is a girl's dream come true for someone like me to be able to give you dating advice and shopping all in one platform.
Amazon Live! Woo! Let's sway!
Let's sway. Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway! Let's sway!
Let's sway!
Let's sway.
Let's sway!
Let's sway!
Let's sway!
Let's sway!
Let's sway! Let's sway! Let's sway! Let's sway!